Seahawks and the Giants on Monday Night Prime Time.
We welcome everybody to the Garden State EA Sports coverage of the... Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season. Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. Takes it at the 7. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. The whistles and a stoppage here. Looks like one of the Eagles is in some discomfort out there. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. They fake the handoff. Now Tua under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Now we've got a Giant player here slow to get up after that last play. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. The start less than ideal as they already face a 2nd and long. Another try after the first down sack. Tua, but it's caught. Tompkins. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12. Tua going to throw. And that will be incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
And here's Gillen on now to punt as he gets this one away. Here's Austin. It's a 43-yard punt, a return of 5. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. Philly's offense getting ready, and Jalen Hurts ready to lead them. The 2nd-round pick who started his career at Alabama, then finished with an electric senior season at Oklahoma.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. The numbers for Sanders last week: 13 carries, 52 yards, and a touchdown.
And he's been a touchdown machine for this season. He's #1 in the league in rushing touchdowns. So that has to help the entire offense as a whole. Play action passes, other people have a chance to touch the football, because if you're a defense, you absolutely have to key on him.
The Eagles at 6-0. What a start to the season for them. And they have certainly got it rolling as of late. Winners of 6 in a row.
And I think this is where, as a head coach, you show your team some trust. Instead of just talking about winning, the very next game, you point out to them, we're on a nice run here. And if we keep doing this, we'll be playing at home in the postseason. And we know that could ride us all the way to the Super Bowl if we get that done.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Hurts a handoff to Sanders. And some room to maneuver. And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line. Right back to Sanders on 1st down. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. Well, Charles, something we talked about last week, when you start believing whether you're in the midst of a special season or not. Well, now they're at 6-0. Are you still trying to tamp down the expectations in that locker room?
Well, to me, it's less about tamping down expectations and much more about not getting ahead of yourself as a team. And look, they've got to play each game individually, right? Many teams talk about being 1-0 at the end of each and every game each week.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. James Robinson, his 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Eagles will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fielded right around the 8. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. So the Giants getting the football back here for their second drive. And a 3-and-out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
Takes it to the 26, just a 1-yard gain. And they'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Throwing is Tagovailoa on third down here. And he'll just get rid of it.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things. Get back to what works.
Now Austin. And he's got this almost to the 40 before going out. Found good room to run there. Returns at 14 yards. And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10.
Ready.
It'll be Sanders to begin the drive. Room here to run. And all the way down to the 17-yard line. 85 yards rushing for him now as he has gotten the night off to a hot start. So that run there, I don't know if it's overstating things to call it a thing of beauty, but in terms of football plays, Sanders has it poked free. Could have been a costly mistake, but as it turns out, they keep possession.
You can't give away these types of opportunities in the red zone. And I'm sure that was flashing through his brain as the ball escaped his hands. Fortunately for him, able to get...
And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Miles Sanders, his 17th touchdown now on the season. And the Eagles have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after's up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fielded right around the 8. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And a very solid return out across the 45-yard line before going out of bounds. The New York set to take the field. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10.
At some point, we're going to get it through our heads. Special teams, special teams, special teams. The spark that often wins games.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. These are his numbers from last week's contest. A boatload of carries, 121 yards, and a touchdown.
I think he's exactly where he wants to be coming into a game, partner, because he has to still be riding the momentum from last week when he broke the century mark in rushing and had one of his best individual efforts of the season. I would expect that there's more from him on the way after that type of a game, and I know his teammates and coaches, they feel exactly the same way.
And now the throw here is incomplete, and with that, we come to the end of the first quarter of play. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Ready to roll for the second quarter from MetLife Stadium. The Giants with the football as they've got it with a third down coming up. Right side, there's Likely with it. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. On 4th down, here's Jamie Gillen on to punt. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. So here are the Eagles to take over. Their win streak at 6 coming in and counting as they've got the lead right now beginning this drive 1st and 10. They start on the ground here at Sanders. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. They'll go again with Sanders. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. These two teams, they met earlier in the season in Philly with the Eagles winning that ball game. So they're looking for another win here at MetLife Stadium to take the season series 2-zip. On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And he'll rumble for about 5 up close to the 40.
Not a huge play, but I think they're more than happy with how it turned out. Don't be surprised to see them revisit that call because there was a lane there for more than just 5 yards. Put it in your back pocket and break it out when you need it later.
Now again, right side, Whitfield, and able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready and looked for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line. 120 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in this first half. They'll run with Sanders up the middle. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
And he's able to work his way down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line. It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Philadelphia. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. Off the play fake, here's Hurts. He'll buy some time right. Smith brings it in, going across the middle. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Devontae Smith from 19 yards away. And the Eagles have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now 21-0. The Eagle kick team out there now as they run up and send this one away. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. And now out come the Giants. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores. And I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Looking to throw again on second down. Tua. And he's got his big tight end here. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Meanwhile, Tua's throw there complete to Myers. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. Now this pass into the hands of Saquon Barkley. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Coming up on 2nd and 7. And again, it's Tagovailoa. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there that brings up 4th. Jamie Gillen now on to punt. And now a low liner. I think he mishit it. This offense returns to the field, and the former Penn State star Miles Sanders, we get a look at him.
Those are his numbers through roughly the first half of the season, and given that, you'd have to think he's on pace for a 1,000-yard campaign.
Steady as he goes, steady goes the offense, but you know what else is happening too, because they are a team now recognized with the ability to run the football. You've got to be able to throw it better now, right? Better throwing lanes, better opportunities for the guys downfield, maybe more one-on-one coverage, which you should be able to beat easier. Yeah, he's establishing not just a tone, but an identity for his team.
And that's a discussion we had a couple days ago in the team meetings, talking about this running game, opening up the passing game. We'll see if that continues to happen. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10.
They'll fake the give to Sanders, and now Hurts.
The Giants going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. The Eagles send out their punter now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. Oh, it's a wobbler here. And what a golden break here. This ball is going to be touchdown, but just outside of the red zone.
Another drive coming up for New York's offense.
And where the ball is now, you got the field goal pretty much in the bag. Now do you try for the end zone a couple of times?
I don't think there's any question about it. You might get a gift of 6 points rather than the 3 that you just noted that you feel like you already have. Be aggressive, go after it, and try and get those points.
Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing it.
Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. Now it's scooped, and he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. The 30. 10. And with a clock reading zeros, he is into the end zone. What an exclamation mark to the end of this second quarter.
Indeed. Indeed.
But how about that for an exciting end to the half? I mean, instead of surrendering a late field goal at the gun, they run back the block kick to extend their lead.
What's that old expression? Fortune favors the bold. They boldly went after it, got it. Worked out pretty darn well for them.
Point after, right down the middle. And it is 28-0. The second half upon us sooner than we bargained for. Week 7, second half. Let's do it. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here.
This one taken just inside the 10.
Now a hit and a loose football. And the Giants have it. It's picked up. And this is taken into the end zone. A fumble recovery and a Giants touchdown. And they've got to be sick over that opening kickoff. They get the ball, hoping to go down and score, and just like that, they cough it up. The other team scores.
So much to the best laid plans. The offense spent all their time in the locker room at halftime plotting, getting the ball back, taking it downfield, and putting 6 points on the board. I just wonder, do they have a 12-point drive in them now? What a way to start the half.
All changed in the blink of an eye.
And they're going to have terrific field position as they finally get to him, but just shy of the midfield stripe.
Now that's the kind of return you're looking for. To get to that spot on the field, that allows you to do a lot of things on offense.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 49. Gonna look deep for Wilson. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Play action. Here's Hurts.
He's got Smith here.
And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40. So 1st and 10. And if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Oftentimes when you lose in a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
Past the 20. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 17-yard line. That one goes for 24 yards.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
He's going to drop this down to Sanders. And the Eagles are going to be set up with a 1st and goal coming up as they get him down at the 6-yard line.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
Let's go now.
They go play action with Hurts. Open man, he's got him. That's Smith for the Philadelphia touchdown. Devontae Smith with his 2nd touchdown of the night, as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. So another touchdown there, and even though we're still just here in the third quarter, kind of hard now to see them giving up this lead.
And this is just an offense that's imposing its will right now. You name it, they're able to do it. If you're the play caller, whatever you want to select is there. You want to run it, you want to throw it, pick a play, any play. They're rocking and rolling right now.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. And the Giants ready to come out now. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Trying to get it to Robinson, and it's intercepted. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. Well, whatever adjustments they're trying to make over on that sideline, Charles, this defense, they just seem to be a step in front of them and not giving them a chance to implement any of those changes. And here, a pick-6, and they widen the lead.
At least a step ahead, maybe even 2 steps. And right now, they are thinking hard about putting this opponent away. That turnover, it grew their lead and just totally deflated that offense. Now these next couple of series, you can take them out of the game entirely if you continue on this pace.
And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. The New York set to take the field. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles. But I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
Up the middle with Barkley. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Forcing incompletion on 1st down, then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
Play action, now it's Tua. And incomplete on the deep ball.
I'm getting the sense that this offense is getting frustrated. Here we are into the third quarter, and they've had plenty of opportunities to get in sync. Thus far, that hasn't happened. They're looking for answers both on the sidelines and in the huddle looking at each other.
It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and out will come the offense as they take over. This offense ready for their upcoming series as we get a look at the former Heisman Trophy winner, Devontae Smith. 2 touchdowns to his credit so far. Charles, I'm curious, do these wide receivers, what do they go in with each week? Is it different week to week for the goals that they personally set for themselves, do you think?
I doubt that it's different from week to week. Maybe because of game plan, they know that one guy might be featured more than the other. But all in all, these guys are looking for 100 or more yards in receiving. But the biggest thing, getting into the end zone. And how about him? He's gotten there twice in this game.
He has indeed. They'll throw on first down with Hurts. He finds Wilson. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. They go right back to him for 20 and a first. They'll run with Sanders. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. Second and goal from the 1. Once again with Sanders. And he's in. Touchdown, Eagles. Miles Sanders, his second TD of the game and 18th of the year. And the Eagles get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. The Eagle kick team out there now as they run up and send this one away. The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. Back on offense, New York gets set to take over. And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's NFL, if the passing game isn't working, usually not much else is working either.
You're exactly right about that part there. And I know that right now the easy answer would be, hey, let's run the football. But that might not be everything you need. So despite the fact that they've struggled throwing it, they've got to find some type of a play, multiple plays, that puts the ball in the air and allows for them to have some success.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. Tua sets up to pass it. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there that brings up 4th. Here's Jamie Gillen down as he'll come on and kick for a 6th time tonight. One quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. Back now here at MetLife Stadium. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They've got to be feeling very comfortable and confident here with this lead in the football here in the fourth quarter, Charles. And I don't think that they need to score again, but it seems like this offense is just getting better as the game goes on. They've scored on their last 2 drives.
It certainly feels like a chance for them to continue to have some fun out there, doesn't it? Game's already decided, as you noted, so they can continue to play loose, break out some other concepts, maybe run a few trick plays, get other people involved. Heck, even go deep on one of these first snaps just because they can.
Brian Burns flying in there and dropping it for the sack.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw up a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal.
Touchdown, Philadelphia! Garrett Wilson, 32 yards. And the Eagles add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. When coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
Fielded right around the 8. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. The Giants offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And their 4-game win streak very much in jeopardy as they go to work here late with a 1st and 10.
On the double.
Here's Tua. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. Pretty nice move, but not a ton of space there. They stop him shy of the 25. From the 24, Tua. It's Barkley once again bringing in the catch. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. The Giants on 3rd down. As bad as you can be. 0 for 7 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Looking to pass. Tua. Gets this out to Saquon Barkley. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And a pretty little juke move there, but not a ton to show for it afterwards as he's brought down. To throw again on 2nd down. Tua. And a little floater there, but it'll wind up incomplete, falling to the ground. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Tua setting up shop to throw again. And this is going to be incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So it's Eagle football here as we get you reset. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, 1st and 10.
Here we go.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pull it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate, but we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way that this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall. Well, partner, nothing but praise from me for this offense. They have been tremendous all night long. They knew what they had to do to unlock the defense. And let's face it, this has been a master class in offensive football that we've been here to witness.
And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. That one looks like he'll throw here. Going right back to Wilson. And he's going to get this all the way down to the 2 before he's wrestled out. A big play there for Philly. 41 yards.
In a spot where most offenses would just be trying to get to the finish line and close this game out, they're still looking for points here in the final minute of this game. I think bonuses could...
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Well, they move the ball down the field through the air, Charles, and then finally they get the running game involved, and it works to perfection. Touchdown.
And, partner, I kept waiting for that running game to come into play, and they actually saved it until the very end. Touchdown goes on his stat sheet, but you and I both know, and he knows as well, his teammates airing it out made this a successful drive.
The Eagle kick team out there now as they run up and send this one away. This one taken just inside the 10. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. And New York set to take the field. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though.
To a hit, and the ball is out.
But I believe the Giants got this back, and they will hold on to the possession.
Dangerous spot for them to cough it up. Lucky to have recovered because had the defense gotten it, they were already within a shadow of the goalpost.
Yeah, and then you're yelling at your own.
Under pressure, they got him again. Call it a loss of 5, a big sack to bring up third down.
And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance.